Sa mga employers, siguro yung mga empleyado matutuwa dito. Pero yung mga employers beware. Ayon sa Section 21, employers with more than 200 employees shall provide reproductive health services to all employees in their own respective health facilities. Ito pong school na to, more than 200 employees na. No, hindi pa. No? But anyway, for a lot of big companies, sabi nila, in fact, I already spoke with the president of one very big company, very kilalang company. Sinabi niya sa akin, I don't want to name the company, but it's a very big company. If kilalang siya po Pilipinas. And she already told me she intends to resist if ever this bill is started. Because they know what this means. They will have to provide condoms, contraceptive pills, IUDs to their employees who ask for it. In earlier versions of the bill, and for all we know, baka mag-talk pa rin later, in earlier versions of the bill, ang ginawa pa nga nila, yung contraceptives, part ng salary. That was the original plan, part ng salary yung contraceptives. Kaya ngayon, isa namin joke, baka yung ang mangyayari, kukuha mo sa sahod mo, o eto sahod mo, eto monthly supply of condoms, monthly supply of pills. Sana huwag naman mapunta doon. And last but not the least, yung tinatawag na prohibited acts sa medyo problematic natin. Kasi, the following acts are prohibited. Those who withhold information or restrict the dissemination thereof on the internet or intentionally provide incorrect information regarding programs and services of reproductive health. Now, one thing you will notice is a lot of the supporters of the RHU, sinasabi nila, pag ang simbahan raise yung problems with condoms, the fact that they cannot always protect against HIV infection, pag raise ng mga pro-lifers yung problems with pills, yung how it could weaken the implantation of fetuses. Ano po yung palaging bira nila? Ang palaging bira nila is we in the church are spreading incorrect information or disinformation. The moment that you give the government the power of determining what is factual and what is not, in regards to something that is highly debatable, what you have is a government that can use this power to arrest and to detain those pro-lifers who are going out against its policies. And with that, I end this talk.
Sabi na hindi ko paggamit ng anumang artificial, dalawa lang po ang aking anak. Ayun po, no? Kung hindi tayo gumagamit ng mga artificial, siguro naman ay pwede din tayo magkaroon ng katulad ko, dalawa anak ko, no? Kaya siguro ang gagawin dapat dito, no, yung pagtuturo sa mga magulang, sa mga couples, yung talagang tinatawag na responsible of family planning. Kay Doktor, ano po ang mangyayari ngayon kung ito ay sa kabila na hindi paggamit ng mga artificial po, no? At patuloy, hindi ko nagkakit sa tayo gagamit ng gano'n, no? Kasi ako mula sa Paul ay hindi gumagamit doon. Hindi naman ako frigid, no? At my age, I'm already 60, no? Pero sa totoo lang ay hindi pa rin pero kung nagbago man yung aking pakiramdam tungkol sa sex, hindi naman totally nagbago yun. Hindi. Pero sa kabila nun, katulad hindi gumagamit, Doktor, ano po ang dapat gawin upang sa ganoon ay hindi dadami ang ating anak sa kabila na hindi tayo paggamit ng mga pills? Yun po ang una kong tanong. Pangalawang tanong po, para dun sa pangalawa, ay you presented yung population, no? Sinabi niyo po, the whole Philippines ay ganito lang ang populasyon. Siguro, siguro po ay sinama niyo na po yung the whole territory of the Philippines kasama ng tubig. Okay. Sitwasyon. Tayo po ay nandito sa Maynila. O kaya, tama, nandito tayo sa Maynila. Ang sitwasyon po. Okay, tayo po nandito sa Maynila nagtatrabaho. Gusto ba natin mapalayo sa Maynila kung saan tayo nagtatrabaho? Yung binigyan nyo kasi yung presentation po, yung tungkol sa the whole Philippines, kasama na po yung mga bundok na dapat kailangan ng mga tao. Tayo ba ay gusto tumira sa bundok kung tayo nakatira rito sa ang trabaho natin ay sa Maynila? Kasi you're talking na we are not overpopulated. No? Of course not. If you are going to include all the territory of the Philippines, including those alienable or non-disposable lands, totoo po yun, no? Pero kung hindi natin sasama po mga yun, yung mga kagubatan natin, yung mga kabundukan na wala namang pong trabaho doon, na dito po sa Maynila yung talaga may trabaho.
Okay, Sir Manny, so you have two questions po, one for Dr. Chavez. One is, how are we going to control, or how are we going to have family planning without the use of contraceptives? The second question po is, how will it become, or how are you going to justify now the idea na we're not overly populated if majority of the population is in a particular city? Tama po ba? Sige po.
Well, doon sa unang question nyo, paano, hindi nyo siguro nakita yung natural family planning. Di ba meron? Merong artificial, natural, at saka meron pang unnatural, yung sodomy, at oral sex, at saka, di ba? Sundali lang. Ngayon, pagka halimbawa ay hindi mo talaga mapigil, wala tayong magagawa doon. So, responsibility mo yan, kaya meron tayong responsible parent, wala tinatawag. Meron namang hindi serious, yung mga babae, yung aspirin, pwede yun para to avoid pregnancy. Nilagay mo dito sa tuhod, wala naman tuhod, ipitin mo yan hanggang magdamag. Joke lang yun.
Paano po naging unnatural po yung pagkain ng kondom? Hindi, ang kasi mula sa pulbo, lagi yung ginagamit yung breathing period. Breathing period po, no? Pero sabi nyo, artificial na po yung is it, yung pagkagamit po ng kondom, kasi deprive the life of the baby already. Pero in fact, nasa loob pa rin ng kondom po yung sperm ng lalaki.
Yeah, hindi lang nabanggit siya kanina, no? Kasi ang pagtatali, dalawa yun eh. Unitive at saka procreative. Okay? Yung unitive, yung pagtatali nyo, yung love. Pero yung procreative, yun ang creation. Eh, wala ka ng creation dun eh, sa kondom eh. So, hindi tama. Diba? So, it has to be unitive, which is love, relationship with your wife, at saka procreative. Ang kondom wala na, spermicide wala nang procreative doon kasi pinatan mo na yung sperm, ang punlay. So, hindi tama. Kaya sinasabi nila, ang piloto doon, ang fertilization, hindi ang implantation. Yung hormonal implantation, yun ang abortion talaga. Pero yung mga iba, hindi yun abortion. It is prevention of fertilization. Okay? Pero in short, inabort ko na rin. Inabort ko yung process of pregnancy. So, pareho rin yun ang halimbawa, spacecraft. Ang spacecraft, di ba? Tinapaano mo. Pero pinutol mo yun, ina-abort mo yun. It's a matter of semantic. Pero para sa akin, yung condom at spermicide ay hindi, it is prevention, or it is artificial pa rin yun yung prevention of the sperm going to the egg. No? Yung pagbili nila, inano mo, hininto mo.
Okay, so ako na pa yung sasagutin sa pangalawa regarding yung trabaho. That's a very good question actually. yung tatawag na overcrowding yung sinasabi na overcrowding sa Manila, sa Metro Manila in particular, because walang job opportunities sa ibang parte ng Pilipinas. And mapapansin nga po natin dito sa Metro Manila na level of population malaki ng malaki per year in comparison to a lot of provinces where the growth is actually not as big. Kasi constant yung outflow ng tao from the provinces and into Metro Manila and increasingly to some of the other urban areas such as Cebu, Davao, and a couple of others. Baguio, so ayan. Baguio is just supposed to be a small resort town. Now it's a big city supporting a population much more than was ever supposed to be. Wala pong easy and quick answers dyan. Sa totoo lang po, every time the church speaks, it never proposes an easy solution. Keep that in mind. But then, that's why we also present, in addition to after teaching on sexual morality, we also need to talk about Catholic social teaching or Catholic social doctrine, which, among other things, puts a lot of emphasis on developing the countryside, developing the agricultural system of each country. The church is very strong on that. The church is very strong on developing the countryside and developing the rural areas. And on yung tinatawag na subsidiarity. It's a classic principle of Catholic social doctrine. And subsidiarity, among other things, means that as much as possible, economic and political development that can be carried out in local areas should be carried out in local areas instead of everything being centralized in the capital city. Ang ano po talaga yan, ang isang effect nun, yung po, pag sinundan po ng Pilipinas yun, one effect of Catholic social doctrine is people will go back to the provinces because there will now be a lot of economic and political opportunities in the provinces. Yun lang po talaga ever since ang sinasabi ng simbahan. Now, the more that the voice of the church is ignored in matters of social doctrine or social teaching or social justice, then sooner or later, social pressures will build up. May mga social pressures na mag-build up that in turn will put pressure on Catholic sexual and doctrinal teaching. It's all interrelated. That's a topic for another talk, but that's a major reason for that.
Before the second question, we would like to apologize because our guest speakers will only just entertain one last question. So if you have questions, please make it fast and be directly to the point. Thank you.
Dr. H. Chavez, good morning po. Na-confuse lang po ako dun kanina kasi po, according to you, yung anti-tetanus po is parang nag-cause ng hindi, sa abortion at ano po, kasi